Good evening. In last session, we can discuss about basics of software testing. So, what is meant by software testing, and what are all the process which are involved in software testing, and so what are the softwares we can going to discuss which in the software testing. Okay. In this session, we can go enter into the manual testing. Okay. So, what's meant by the manual testing, and what are all the flows which are involved in manual testing. Okay. So, at first can discuss what is meant by manual testing and why we can go for the manual testing. So basically the software testings are divided in two categories. First one will be the functional testing and second one will be the non-functional testing. So the functional testing and the non-functional testing and the functional testings includes, so functional testing means functional testing is a type of testing that seeks to establish whether each application features. In order to check the each and every features of the application, which satisfy the requirement of the customer. So to test the functionalities of the application by use, which means to satisfy the requirement of the customer, we can go for the functional testing. So means checking the functionalities of the application, checking the functionalities of the application. Okay. So functional testing includes automation testing, manual testing, and web services testing. Okay. So why we can go for manual testing instead of automation testing? So manual testing means human eye can capture more defects. So normally we can able to capture the more defect. Next one, everything cannot be automated. So like OTPs, images, animations, and videos. So by using the automation testing and using the tool Selenium, we cannot go to automate the OTPs, images, animations, etc. because these are all the changeable elements. We cannot able to inspect the changeable element. In order to test these OTPs, images, we can go for manual testing. And the next reason, reports prepared by the manual testers will be always detailed. So the report prepared by the manual testers will be always detailed because the manual testers are more strong in domain knowledge. So basically the domain knowledge means in IT industry, each industries can be considered as a domain. For example, e-commerce domain, which includes e-commerce websites like Flipkart, Amazon, etc. So next one will be the healthcare domain. So in each and every industry can be considered as a domain in IT industry. Okay. So next, so because the manual testers are strong in domain knowledge, they can prepare the report which are more detailed. But comparing to the manual tester, automation testers can't have that more domain knowledge. They have only more technical knowledge. Okay. So next one, functional testing, automation testing. So automation testing means check the functionalities of the application by using some tools. So tools which are used in automation testing includes Selenium frameworks. Frameworks include TDD frameworks, BDD frameworks, Cucumber, and Jira tool, defect management tool. So like that, we need to use some tools to test the software, which means the automation testing. And manual testing means check the functionalities of the application by manually. So manual testing is a kind of software testing in which a software tester develop and execute the test case without using any automated testing tool. So by using the automated testing tools, we can go to test only the software, which means involved in automation testing. So manual testing means we cannot go to use any softwares. So without using any software, we can go to test the application, which comes under the manual testing. So checking the functionalities of the application manually. Okay. Next one. So what are all the softwares which are involved in the software testing? So first one, web services testing, validating request and response. So validating request and response means, which is nothing but in for example, we can take the Redbus application. In Redbus application, we just enter the from and to two locations and select. We can able to select the date. So they can list out the availability of buses and everything. So these are will be the back-end process. So in order to derive the back-end process, we can go for web services testing, which will nothing but the validating request and response. Okay. Next one, automation tools. So what are all the automation tools we are used here? So first one, Selenium. Selenium is used to test the web-based application. So in order, with by using the Selenium we can able to test only the web based applications. We cannot go to test the mobile based and desktop related application. In order to test the mobile based applications, we can go for the tool named as Appium, so which is used to test mobile based application. And to test the desktop related application, we can go for the tools like QTP. QTP means Quick Test Professional, and UFD. UFD means Unified Functional Testing. So it is these are all used to test the desktop related applications. So desktop applications like MS Office applications and etc. everything. And another tool we are right now we are used to will be the test complete. So the test complete involve both, which is used to test both the web based applications and also the desktop related application. To test both of it, we can goes to prefer the tool test complete. Okay, so by using the Selenium tool we can test only the web based applications. So what's mean by that web based application? Web based applications include, so by using the application with some browsers which is named as the web based application. So for example, by using the Chrome browser or by using the Firefox browser, we can open and use the Facebook application and anything. So by using some browser we can use some application, mean test some applications which are named as the web based application. Okay, next mobile based application. Mobile applications is without using any browser, we can directly install the application and use it. So we can directly install the application from the Play Store and we can use it. This means which are comes under the mobile based application. So web based application means we have to use some browser to use this application. So mobile application means we just install the application and use it directly without the help of any browsers. And third one will be the desktop related application. So desktop related applications are like MS Office applications. Okay, so to test the web based application we can go for Selenium. In order to test the mobile based application we can go for the Appium. And third one, in order to test desktop related application we go for QTP, Quick Test Professional and Unified Functional Testing application. So last one will be the test complete. So the test complete is used to test both of the web based applications and also the desktop related applications. Okay, so mainly the software testings are divided into two categories. First one will be named as functional testing. So both these are all comes under the functional testing. And second one will be the non-functional testing. So non-functional testing, which is used to check the non-functional aspect of the application. So what are the non-functional aspect and what are the functional aspect of the application? Functional aspect of the applications means, so the for example, we need to check the consider the Facebook application to check the sign in page and sign up page and message text boxes and everything. These are all comes under the functional aspect of the application. So these are all which are involved in the within the application, means those are comes under the functional aspect of the application. So non-functional aspect of the application means how the performance of the application, in order to test the performance of the application and usability of the application and security level of the application and accessibility of the application. These are all comes under the non-functional aspect of the application. So to test the non-functional aspect of the application, we have to use some tools to test it. For example, like JMeter and anything. So okay, so what are the types of non-functional testing? First one will be the performance testing, and second one usability testing, and third one security testing, and fourth one will be the accessibility testing. Okay, so what is mean by the performance testing? So performance testing is nothing but to check the performance of the application by adding virtual number of users. At the same time we can go to check the performance of the application. For example, at the same time by adding 100 people and they can log in at same time. So how the performance of the application, to test it we can go for this performance testing. So adding virtual number of users accessing the application simultaneously to check the performance of the application. So what's the response time and load stress? So they both includes, the first one will be the response time and second one will be the load stress. Process of adding load and making the application stress is called load stress. So process of adding the load means adding number of people and making the application stress is called load or stress testing. So to test the performance testing we can use both two tools. First one will be the JMeter. So it will be the open source tool. So it is easily, just we need to download it and use it. And second one will be the load runner. It will be the paid version. Okay, next one will be the usability testing. So what is meant by the usability testing? To check how good the application is user friendly. Okay, so ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் டவுன்லோட் பண்ணி யூஸ் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுற அப்ளிகேஷனில் நம்ம ரொம்ப டிஃபிகல்ட்டாக இருக்கும்போது நம்மளால் அதை எப்படி அக்சஸ் பண்ணணுன்றதே நமக்கு தெரியும். ஸோ நம்ம ஒரு யூசர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்லியான ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷனாக இருந்தால் மட்டும் தான் அதை நம்மளால் அக்சஸ் பண்ணிக்க முடியும். ஸோ அதனால தான் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம்னா இந்த யூசபிலிட்டி டெஸ்டிங் அப்படின்றத அதில் தான் யூஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஓகே, and next one will be the security testing. So security testing means how secure the application is, to check how secure the application is, whether the data and everything. So next one will be the accessibility testing. This accessibility testing is mainly focused for different physically challenged peoples. Okay, so to check how good the application is accessible to different users. This testing is mainly focused on physically challenged peoples. So the tools which are used for accessibility testing is JAWS and NVDA. JAWS and NVDA tools. These are the tools which are used to test the accessibility testing. So in order to listen to the live environment, before after completing this both testing, functional testing and non-functional testing. So functional testing includes manual testing, automation testing, and web services testing, and the non-functional testing includes accessibility testing, security testing, usability testing, and performance testing. Before check any applications. Okay, next one will be the principles of software testing. So what are the principles which are involved in the software testing? So first one, testing shows presence of defect. So without having testing, we can't identify any defect. Without identify the defect, we release the application, means it will be make more problem. So testing talks about the presence of defect and don't talks about the absence of defect. So once we make testing, means we can identify the defect and we can rectify it. Another ways it will be able to create more problem. So second one, if you work, okay, next one, needs and requirement of the client. So whenever the testing will be done, we will, after that only we need to meet the requirement of the client. Okay, next one, exhaustive testing not possible. Exhaustive testing may sometimes not possible, particularly while carrying out testing. This can be because of the total number of combination is too big. For example, the modules. So consider the module of the application. So module means each page is considered as a module. So for example, while taking the Facebook application, we have login page and sign up page, and then will be the help page. So these are all the modules. Each page will be considered as a, so sign in page means sign in module. So sign up page means sign up module, and help page means help module. So the modules are categorized into two types. First one will be the large module and second one will be the small module. So large module means we need to check the customer which will use more efficiently, means comes under the large module category. ஸோ நம்மளோட கஸ்டமர் எந்த ஒரு பேஜை அதிகமாக யூஸ் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்காங்களோ அது எல்லாமே நம்ம என்ன சொல்லணும், லார்ஜ் மாடியூல்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ எந்த ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷனில் எதெல்லாம் நம்ம ரொம்ப கம்மியாக யூஸ் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்கோமோ அது எல்லாத்தையுமே நம்ம ஸ்மால் மாடியூல் கேட்டகரி அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ லார்ஜ் மாடியூல் கேட்டகரி, ஸ்மால் மாடியூல் கேட்டகரி. ஒரு டெஸ்டர் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணும்போதோ ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் டெவலப் பண்ணும்போது மேக்ஸிமம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த லார்ஜ் மாடியூல் கேட்டகரிக்கு மோர் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் கொடுத்து டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. அதே ஸ்மால் மாடியூல் கேட்டகரிக்கு அவங்களோட இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் அப்படின்றது கொஞ்சம் கம்மியாக தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, this can be because the total number of combination is too big. So total number of combination means large in a module and small module will be too big, and it is not compulsory feasible to test all of them, which means so the testers have to test more important only in the large module category. So நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், as a tester we need to test the large module category with give more importance, but while testing the small module category this will be more not such important like the large module category. So next one, early testing saves time. Testing should start as early as possible in the software development life cycle. So software development life cycle, it will be the, in the software development life cycle, testing should start as early as possible. ஸோ நம்ம இப்போ ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் டெவலப் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கும் போதே நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்னா அந்த அப்ளிகேஷனை ஒவ்வொரு மாடியூலாக நம்ம டெஸ்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கணும். ஸோ அதர்வைஸ் நம்ம ஒரு என்டையர் அப்ளிகேஷனுமே டெவலப் பண்ணி முடிச்சதுக்கப்புறம் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா அதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய டிஃபெக்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னு இன்னும் அதிகமாகிட்டே போயிட்டுருக்கும். ஸோ டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் தட் வி கேவ் lot of time, we waste the lot of it. Okay, so testing should start as early as possible in the software development life cycle. Next one, so that any defect in the requirement or design stage is easily captured. So early testing, so நம்ம எப்போலாம் ஃபஸ்ட்டு டெஸ்டிங் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா ஸோ ஒரு டிஃபெக்ட் in the requirement or design stage is easily captured. And next one, it is much cheaper to fix a defect in early stage of testing. ஓகே. ஸோ நம்ம அப்ளிகேஷனை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு டெவலப் பண்ணும்போதே நம்ம டெஸ்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கும்போது அதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய டிஃபெக்ட்ஸை நம்ம ஈஸியாக ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ இப்போ அப்போயே நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம், அதை ரெக்டிஃபை பண்ணிவிட்டு கிளியர் பண்ணிடலாம். ஆனால் அதர்வைஸ் நம்ம ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷன் ஃபுல்லாக டெவலப் பண்ணி முடிச்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம அதை எடுத்து டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னா அதில் இருக்கக்கூடிய டிஃபெக்ட்ஸை நம்மளால் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணுறதும் கஷ்டம். ஸோ ஒரு ஃபஸ்ட்டு ரைஸ் ஆன டிஃபெக்ட்னால நமக்கு அடுத்தடுத்து நமக்கு நிறைய டிஃபெக்ட்ஸ் அது டிபெண்ட் பண்ணி ரைஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருந்திருக்கும். ஸோ அப்போ நமக்கு என்னென்னா it will be more complex to test it. So it is much cheaper. To make it cheaper, we need to make them early testing. And next one, testing is context dependent. It is basically means that the way to test the e-commerce site is different from the way to test a commercial applications. So it means நம்ம ஒரு e-commerce applications like Flipkart, Amazon அப்படின்ற அப்ளிகேஷன் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஒரு கமர்ஷியல் அப்ளிகேஷனை டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நிறைய டிஃப்ரென்சஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ அதில் யூஸ் பண்ண கேட்டகரிஸை நம்ம இதிலையும் யூஸ் பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்க முடியும். ஸோ டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் தயர் அப்ளிகேஷன், ஸோ டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் த மாடியூல், டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் த டொமைன், we need to change the type of testing. So that means the testing is context dependent. Basically means that the way to test the e-commerce site is different from the way to test a commercial application. Okay. And next one, defect cluster together. So the modules are categorized into two categories. First one will be the large module category and second one will be the small module category. So small number of module contains most of the defect because we can't give more importance to the small module. So the developer also can't give more importance to the small module, and as a tester we also can't give more importance to the small module. So in the small module, small number of module contains most of the defect. Approximately 80% of the defect is from the 20% of this small module. In an application we have 80% of the application will be comes under the large module category and 20% of the application will comes under the small module category. So 80% of the application we can't have any defect, but the 20% of the small module we contains 80% of the defect. Okay, next one will be the pesticide paradox. If the same test is repeated over and over again, the same test case cannot able to find the new bugs. So depending on the module we need to change the function of the testing. So another ways the same test cases are repeated again and again means we can't able to find the new defect in that application. So in order to find the new defect we have to change the functions of the testing. If the same set of repetitive tests are conducted, the method will be useless for discovering the new defect. Okay, so why we can go for the manual testing? So human eyes can capture more defect, and second one will be everything cannot be automated like OTPs, images, animations, etc. So reports prepared by the manual testers will be detailed because manual testers are strong in domain knowledge and automation testers are strong in the technical knowledge. So depending on that the manual testers are more will be have more knowledge in domain. So domain knowledge is nothing but the Flipkart applications and everything. So Flipkart application, so how to log in and how to select the product and how to make the payment gateway. So what are all the options which are involved in the payment gateway. So next to how to make the add, click the add to cart button and everything. So the entire process which are involved in that applications are be thought by the manual tester, but the automation testers don't have their domain knowledge, but they have more technical knowledge. So how to inspect the element and how to get accurate testing, and this will be the automation testers. Okay, next one. So types of software testing includes functional testing and non-functional testing. So functional testing means checking the functionalities of the application. So functional testing is a type of testing that seeks to establish whether each application features work as per the software requirement. So depending on the requirement of the customer, we need to test all of the functions of the application are working properly, whether it is satisfy the requirement of the client or not. So this is the functional aspect of the application. Okay, so which involves the automation testing, manual testing and web services testing. Automation testing means checking the functionalities of the application by using some tools. The tools which are involved in the automation testing. So நம்ம ஒரு அப்ளிகேஷனை some automation tools யூஸ் பண்ணி டெஸ்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா அது எல்லாமே automation testing அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். சரி, ஓகே. ஸோ இதில் என்னென்ன டூல்ஸ்லாம் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணி டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா ஃபஸ்ட்டு செலினியம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு டூல் யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ செலினியம் அப்படின்றது வெப் பேஸ்ட் அப்ளிகேஷன் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு டூல். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் ஆப்பிஎம் அப்படின்ற டூல். ஸோ ஆப்பிஎம் அப்படின்னா மொபைல் பேஸ்ட் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் டெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக யூஸ் பண்ணுற ஒரு டூல். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் QTP அல்லது UFD அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இது ஆர் யூஸ்டு டு டெஸ்ட் த டெஸ்க்டாப் ரிலேட்டட் அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ். Okay, so another one tool we are used in with the test complete. Test complete means it is used to test both web based application and also the desktop related applications. Okay, and next one will be the web services testing. So web service testing means validating request and response. So by giving the request, we can get some response. So these are all comes under the back-end process. For example of web service testing will be the API testing. So API testing are the web services testing. So comes to the non-functional testing. So what are non-functional testing means? Checking the non-functional aspect of the application. Functional aspects of the application means which are all the process involved within the application. Non-functional aspect means what other than the functionalities, whatever we need to give importance to it. So which one will be the performance testing, usability, security and accessibility testing. Performance testing means how the application performance. So ஒரே டைமில் ஒரு 100 பேர் லாகின் பண்ணும்போது அந்த அப்ளிகேஷனோட பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்குது, அதனோட ரோட் டைம் எவ்வளோ இருக்குது, ஸோ ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் டைம் எவ்வளோ குயிக்காக அது வந்து லாகின் ஆகுது அப்படின்ற அந்த ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் டைமை நம்ம கெட் பண்ணுறோம். அதே போல் ஒரு லோட் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் மீன்ஸ் ப்ராசஸ் ஆஃப் ஆடிங் லோட் அண்ட் மேக்கிங் த அப்ளிகேஷன் மோர் ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் அண்ட் மேக்கிங் த அப்ளிகேஷன் மோர் காம்ப்ளிகபிள். The tools which are involved will be the JMeter. So JMeter is used by the developers and also the testers. So the developer once developed the application, they can use this JMeter tool and make some testing under the maybe consider as the login page means they can test the validation of login page by using this JMeter. So the JMeters are mainly used by the developers itself. So how they test the login page? So first they can check the valid username and invalid password. So second one, so there will be the 4 possibilities. So first one will be the valid username, valid password, and second one valid username, invalid password, and third one invalid username, valid password, and fourth one will be the invalid username and invalid password. So either all of they need to satisfy all of these conditions. If any one of the condition is this case, they will give negative positive result, mean they need to again this will be considered as a defect. They need to identify the defect and they need to rectify it. Okay, these are all comes under the JMeter. It will be the open source tool. We no need to pay it. We just download and install, use it. Okay, and next one will be the load runner. So load runner means the paid version. So we need to pay for it. Okay, next one will be the usability testing. Usability testing means how good the application is user friendly. Next, principles of software testing, which includes testing source, presence of defect, exhaustive testing not possible, and early testing saves time. And next one will be the testing is context dependent and defect cluster together. Next one will be the pesticide paradox. Okay, so in tomorrow's session we can discuss about the SDLC and STLC flow. So SDLC means software development life cycle and STLC means the software testing life cycle. So what the SDLC we will explain and what the STLC will goes to explain. So which will be more importance to the tester. So as a tester we have more importance in the SDLC flow. So and what are the SDLC involves, what are the process which are involved in the IT industry. So in next session we can discuss about this.